We've got lots of spring training coverage for you tonight. Maurice Drummond is in Jupiter with the Cardinals, where the hitters will begin to face live pitching this week. Maurice talks with Yadier Molina, Adam Wainwright, and Mike Matheny. They ran the Great American Race today, the Daytona 500, biggest race of the year in NASCAR, and they had a very dramatic finish. We'll show you what happened. And on Blues Weekly, we'll talk about the Blues getting one key player back from an injury, but losing another today. That's all straight ahead on Sports Sunday.
This is Sports Sunday.
Adam Wainwright will get the regular season opening day start for the Cardinals. That's the word today from manager Mike Matheny. The opener is April 3rd in Pittsburgh. Wainwright remains the ace of the staff despite missing most of last season with that Achilles tendon injury. It'll be his fourth consecutive opening day start, fifth of his career with the Cardinals. Can he help the Redbirds to a fourth straight Central Division title? Maurice Drummond has been with the team in Jupiter since spring training began and has more on that.
All right, Doug, thanks a lot. The first full weekend of spring training is now officially underway. And keep in mind, this is a Cardinals team that won 100 games a year ago. That was more wins than anybody in baseball. This is also a Cardinals team that's now coming off their fifth straight playoff appearance. But this is also a Redbirds team that's being viewed around baseball as an underdog, with the Chicago Cubs getting most of the preseason hype. One thing that this Cards team will lean on once again is that starting pitching staff. Michael Wacha, Carlos Martinez, Mike Leake, Jaime Garcia, and Adam Wainwright is the anchor of that group. It'll be 10 years ago this season that Wainwright threw the final pitch to close out the 2006 World Series.
Looking back on it, when I watch old highlight films of it, it's much more nerve-wracking now than it was when I was going through it. And
really?
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Big time. And I'm much more nervous watching someone else compete than I never get nervous pitching, almost never. Maybe once or twice in my whole career have I got nervous pitching, but it's just something that naturally just comes as kind of second nature for me. But I love it. I have more love of the game today than I did 10 years ago.
Wainwright's battery mate, Yadier Molina, was on the receiving end of that final out. Meanwhile, Molina continues to recover from a second surgery that he had on his left thumb. Even though he's not expected to start catching until early March, Molina hopes to be ready for opening day against the Pirates on April 3rd.
It's coming along. It's coming good. I mean, I feel good. It's going to take a little time, hopefully not too much time, but I feel good. I mean, I'm happy where I am right now.
Just watching you out there interacting with the guys, are you almost like a coach right now?
Oh, man. And you know what? I mean, you just want to pass on what you have, what you learn from the years. So right now I'm having fun just talking to them, try to learn from them too. So I mean, right now just having fun with them.
Yeah, and it's funny, you go back and, you know, your manager, Mike Matheny, you know, he was the older guy when you were the young guy, and you just kind of now start to see the years pass by as, with your experience, and now you're passing it on.
Well, I mean, thank you for calling me out. No, right now, I mean, you know, like I said, we got a bunch of young guys that I just want to pass on what I learned from the years. And right now we got a good group of guys, and hopefully they learn, they keep the tradition going on.
How's it going with this team? I mean, you know, I know there's a lot of talk about the Cubs, but I mean, you guys have a couple of rings over the last few years. I mean, is it just a matter of just seeing how this thing plays out?
You know what? I mean, they will talk. I mean, they can talk whatever they want. I mean, we know what type of team we have. I mean, we got a good team, we got a good pitching, we got a good offense. So it's going to end up on the season. You know, whoever plays good baseball is going to win.
Molina and Mike Matheny have been the last two Cardinals starting catchers over the last 16 years. As for Matheny, he's now in year 5 as the Cardinal manager, and this week we look back on his time on the job as well as his first thoughts on taking over for Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa. Was there concern, Mike, that I haven't done this before, but I'm going to give this a shot? Was there any concern there?
Well, sure there's concern. I mean, I'd be like anybody that's watching right now jumping into a job they've never done before. And then you have the responsibility of a lot of people that are looking to you to be able to do this job well. My thought and my philosophy was I just want to make sure that I'm being true to myself, that I'm going about this the way that represents the organization. And I'm going to go about it, like I told you before, in a way that we're going to try and build up people, including myself first and foremost. And I want to grow, and I believe that I can do this from the baseball side. I didn't understand all the ins and outs of the expectations and the demands of the managerial side, but I knew I needed to surround myself with good people.
I guess the question is, what do you do for an encore? Because, I mean, every year you've been in the playoffs, you've been in a World Series, and you're managing with a fan base that is just absolutely rabid about baseball, historic franchise. You know, how do you maybe just kind of shut out the extra pressures?
Yeah, the encore is easy. It's get better. That's it. And you know, we intend to go out and win a championship this year. And if that happens, you know, a year from now, the answer is to get better. And the following year, that's our goal. And I think the best way that we make us better is I need to make me better, and encourage each guy to do that all the way through that clubhouse and in our coaching staff and everybody that's in there in our support staff. You know, how can each of us do something to help us all improve?
Mike Matheny finished as the runner-up in the Manager of the Year voting to Chicago's Joe Madden. And that's the story here from Jupiter. Remember, tomorrow, the Cardinals position players officially report here to Jupiter, and on Tuesday will be the first full squad workout. In Jupiter, Florida, Maurice Drummond, News 4 Sports.
All right, Maurice. The Blues are getting one of their top players back, but losing another. Goalie Jake Allen activated today from injured reserve. He missed 17 games. But Alex Steen was put on IR after being hurt last night in that game against Arizona. He went hard into the boards. It is an upper body injury. Steen will be reevaluated in 4 weeks. That would take him to the end of March, with the playoffs set to begin in mid-April. That's a big loss. Still to come, we'll show you how Illinois did tonight in its game at Wisconsin, and it was a dramatic finish at the Daytona 500, closest finish ever. In fact, that's coming up next. Stay with us.